Hi, I'm Belle. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Sunday and I am going to record a what I eat in a day video. I follow Slimming World and this is going to be a day doing Slimming World's extra easy plan. Now, yesterday I mentioned in my video that I was going to try and make this weekend kind of American themed because obviously it was Thanksgiving in the week. So I'm going to do a kind of Thanksgiving-y roast later on, I think. And I'm kind of debating what to have for breakfast. I think I'm going to do some cinnamon oat cookies. Now, I did record these on my channel right at the beginning, actually. So there is a video up on my channel of how I did them. It's only like a 2-minute video or something. So I'm trying to remember. I could just watch the video, obviously. But I think what I need is 40 grams of oats, 1 egg, a generous sprinkle of cinnamon, a drizzle of cinnamon vanilla skinny syrup. Obviously, if you haven't got skinny syrup, you could just use a teaspoon of sweetener or whatever, something else that's sweet, but obviously remember to sin it, and a dollop of quark. And then I'm going to add some sultanas. Now, these are 3.5 sins for 25 grams. So I'm going to attempt to weigh 12.5 grams and see if that's enough, which would obviously be 1.75 of a sin. But we'll see how we go and I will show you what it looks like in a sec. So these are all the ingredients mixed together because I've put quite a lot of syrup in because I'm using quark rather than, I think I used a Muller Light last time because at that point Muller Lights were sin free. But as a result, I have added quite a bit of skinny syrup just to kind of sweeten it, and because I'm using quark, and it's made it a little bit runny. So I think what I'm going to do is add 10 grams of wheat bran. I got this from Holland & Barrett. It looks like sawdust. It's full of fibre, but it's I think 1 sin for 10 grams. So I'm going to add that to just change the consistency a little bit. And I'll show you what it looks like in a sec. So as you can see, it's now a thicker consistency, and I'm just going to spoon this out onto some Fry Light sprayed baking parchment. So I'll show you that in a sec. So the lighting's not great, but as you can see, I have just got some baking parchment. I've sprayed it with Fry Light, and then I have spooned the mix out. I have sprinkled a little bit of cinnamon over the top, and I'm now going to put it into a preheated fan oven, which I think is on about 180 for about 20 minutes, something like that. But obviously I will watch and smell and see how it's looking. So I'm just waiting for my cookies to bake, and in the meantime I am super peckish because I've been up for a few hours doing some cleaning and chores and bits. So I'm just having a pink lady apple and a biscuit brew Yorkshire tea with a tiny bit of skim milk in. I can't remember whose channel I saw the tea on. It may have been Emma Jane Godsell, but whoever it was, thank you very much for mentioning it because I am really enjoying it. I showed it yesterday in my What I Eat in a Day video. I bought it from Sainsbury's. So thank you to whoever recommended it. Yeah, really enjoying it. And these are the cookies. I think they look okay. I'm pretty chuffed. Anyway, I'll show you what they look like on the plate. So this is brekkie. I have got a pink lady apple, which I've sprinkled with cinnamon for my speed. I've just got some plain quark, which I have put some cinnamon vanilla skinny syrup in, given it a stir and sprinkled with cinnamon. And then we've got these cookies. Look at them. I'm really chuffed with these. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to eat these all now because there's just too many. But I'll give it a good attempt. Anyway, this is my brekkie. So just to recap, it's got 40 grams of oats, 10 grams of wheat bran, which I'm counting as 1 sin, a dollop of quark, 1 large egg, a drizzle of cinnamon vanilla skinny syrup, a generous sprinkle of cinnamon, and then a little bit more on top, and 12.5 grams of sultanas for 1.75 of a sin. So we've got 1.75 of a sin for the sultanas, and we have got 1 sin for the wheat bran. So 2.75 sins in this, and I think it looks lush. So I'm looking forward to getting stuck into this. I should say as well, I cooked these for somewhere between 25 minutes and half an hour, but obviously all ovens are different, so just keep an eye on yours, see when they start to look and smell cooked. So it's just gone midday. Brekkie was awesome, and I've just been getting the house ready to put the Christmas tree up next week, and doing lots of chores and things. So I'm just sitting down for another cup of biscuit brew tea and the remaining 3 cookies from breakfast that I didn't eat, that I've just heated up. So they smell really good again. Looking forward to having these now. So it's nearly 1 o'clock, and because I want to have quite an early dinner tonight, I am just having this for my lunch. So, and obviously I had a big brekkie. So I've just got a banoffee pie, Miller Lite for 1 sin, a Diet Coke and 2 Satsumas for my speed. So I'm just in from shopping. I went to another garden centre, and went to the supermarket and bits and pieces. And I am considering what to include in my Thanksgiving style dinner that I'm going to do this evening. I couldn't get a turkey crown or anything resembling decent looking turkey in the supermarket at all, so I'm going chicken instead of turkey. But anyway, it's going to include some of the Mayflower Southern style gravy. It's going to include some cranberry, and I'm going to do something with this creamed corn. I can't find this one on the app, but the other cans on the app are coming up as 2 sins, so I'm assuming this is the same. I'm obviously not going to use the whole can, but anyway, I'm going to do a Thanksgiving style dinner, and I will show you what it looks like on the plate. I'm also just going to have an apple because I'm super hungry. So I've just taken the cream corn out of the can. I haven't cooked with it before, but it tastes a bit like that corn that you get in like chicken and sweet corn soup. It's really nice. So I think what I'm going to do is crack a couple of eggs into it, give it a stir, add 40 grams of reduced fat cheddar, which is 1 healthy A portion, stir that through and season it with lots of salt and pepper and bake it in a oven-proof dish maybe. We'll see how we go. It's all trial and error. So this is the cream corn about to go into the oven. I actually just used the can of cream corn, which I think is 2 sins. I've cracked an egg into it and given it a stir. I've added salt and pepper, and then 40 grams out of reduced fat cheddar as 1 healthy A portion. Obviously I'm not going to eat the whole thing this evening, and so I debated using 80 grams, but I think I may want cheese for something else tomorrow, so I am just using 40 grams of reduced fat cheddar in this. And now I'm going to put it in the oven for, I don't know, half an hour or so, but I'll keep an eye on it and I'll let you know how long it takes. So the next side dish that I'm going to do is I'm going to steam some Brussels sprouts in the microwave, and then when they're nearly cooked I'm going to put them into a frying pan with some fry light and this lean diced bacon that is from Asda and is a free food. So the sprouts are a speed food and the bacon is a free food. So this is the sprouts and bacon. So I've basically just fried off the little bits of bacon in some fry light, steamed the sprouts in the microwave, added salt and pepper, and I'm just going to cook it through. So I'm just going to make the gravy. In here I have measured out with a measuring jug, 135 mils of cold water, and then I'm going to use 50 grams of the gravy. So I'm just gonna, right, the gravy looks like that, so I'm just going to weigh out 50 grams on here. So, a word of warning, don't leave your gravy, it goes way too thick and sticks. So I'd only walked out the room to write down my sins like a proper good little Slimming Worlder, and it was all sticking and far too thick. So I've just added a bit more water to it, and it's now a really nice thick consistency. And this is obviously just 50 grams, so I'm just using half a portion. So it'll be I think 1.75 sins for this, and it looks lovely. So for the mash for this evening, I'm being super lazy, but I also want really creamy mashed potato for my Thanksgiving inspired dinner. So I'm going to use this. The whole thing is 2.5 sins. Obviously I'm not going to use the whole thing. I'll probably use less than half, I would think. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you this. It's from Sainsbury's, and I'm just going to cook it in the microwave. So I thought I'd show you the creamed corn that I showed you earlier. This is a total experiment. I have no idea what it's going to taste like. but it's just a can of cream corn, which I think is 2 sins, or certainly a couple of the cans of cream corn on the app are 2 sins. 1 egg, salt and pepper, and 40 grams of reduced fat cheddar, which is 1 healthy A portion. So anyway, this is what it looks like bubbling away straight out the oven. It's been in there probably for nearly an hour, but it's nice and golden, so that's good. So this is my Thanksgiving inspired dinner. We've got some leek and cabbage, mashed potato, sprouts done with bacon. I've got a chicken breast rather than turkey because none of the turkey looked any good. I've got my baked cream corn, a tablespoon of cranberry sauce, and some southern style gravy. So I'm going to add the gravy now. This is where I make an absolute mess of it. And sin wise, we've got, let me work this out. We've got 1 sin for the baked cream corn. We've got 1.5 sins for the cranberry sauce. We've got 1.25 sins for the ready-made mashed potato, and 1.75 sins for the gravy. So 5 and a something sins. I've got it written down anyway. I'm on 9.25 sins for the day, including this. And I just think that looks lush. And, you know, I do a roast quite regularly on a Sunday, but I just feel like I've got a few little different bits and pieces that I wouldn't normally have. So looking forward to having this. If there is anyone who's watching this who is American and I've done everything totally wrong, I do apologise. I've just, you know, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I just thought it was nice to do something a little bit different for a Sunday. So yeah, looking forward to digging into this. And obviously a few of these bits, like the sprouts in bacon and you know, obviously the gravy and things like that, and potentially the cream corn if it tastes all right. I don't know that yet. Might be all right for Christmas Day too. So anyway, I'm going to get on with this before it gets cold, and I'll jump on and show you what I'm having for pudding. So I think I've given you completely the wrong information on the sins for the gravy. I don't know. As I was eating it, I was thinking it tasted too good to be true. And as I kind of made it up, I thought it made absolutely tons. I mean, I haven't eaten everything that I made it up, so I don't know. There's still quite a bit in there, and there's still some on the plate. But I think there's every possibility that it's like 4 times the sins that I said. I also realised why it cooked too quickly is that I was using 50 grams of the powder, but I was only using half the water I was supposed to be using. So definitely don't follow my instructions for this. The reason I thought it was 50 grams for 1.75 sins is because on the app it says 100 grams for 3.5 sins. And so obviously I was having half, so I was calculating half. But then, I don't know, it just made a lot. And I think that maybe it's 4 times that amount. I don't really know. I'm hoping that somebody who's watching this knows what they're talking about when it comes to Mayflower gravy and Mayflower curry and can help me out. What I'm hoping for is to know how many sins are in X amount of dry gravy powder. So that's what I'm looking for, because yeah, I don't know whether the sins are for like the finished product or what really. I'll show you, like, so calorie wise on the back of here it says per 100 grams 65 calories. So that would make sense that it was as I thought it was, but I just think it must be much higher. So anyway, if you're going to use the gravy, which was absolutely lush, definitely work out the sins yourself. Definitely don't listen to me because I think I'm probably wrong. And in terms of making it up, as in like how you make it, again, don't follow my instructions. Yeah, don't follow my instructions because I clearly have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. So I put a little post on Instagram asking about the gravy sin question, and somebody fabulous has responded. There is some suggestion that it may be 34 grams for 7 sins, so 34 grams of the powder for 7 sins. So I used 50 grams of powder. Obviously I didn't eat it all, but that's how much I made up, which I think I've worked out to be 10 sins. So way off what I was thinking. As I said, I didn't eat all that, but I am going to count 10 sins for it because I want to be really safe. And as you know, I want to have a good loss on Tuesday. And I would just rather be safe. I was going to do a pumpkin pie type pudding this evening to keep in theme with my Thanksgiving kind of styly dinner, but I think I'd rather be safe. If I count 10 sins for the gravy, which as I say, I definitely haven't had that amount, but if I count 10 sins, and I've been quite generous on my sins for things like the mashed potato, I've counted, for example, half the mashed potato sins, but actually I've had less than that. But I'd rather be safe and over guesstimate than under. So that will have me finishing today on 17.5 sins. I don't even regret it. Like, I think my dinner was absolutely delish. It was a really nice change. I would obviously be more mindful about the gravy in the future, but I really enjoyed it. Loved my dinner, and finishing on 17.5 sins where something ended up being 10 sins rather than 1.75 that I'd thought of is not too bad. So I will take that, but I do apologise that I got it wrong. Hey ho, I'm sorry, but as I always say in these videos, do check the Sin app and calculator for anything that I've mentioned, because yeah, I am only human and I do make mistakes. I am finishing today on, as I say, on 17.5 sins, but I'm just having a winter spice ribena that I've made up with boiling water. To be honest, I'm still pretty full from my dinner, so not having a pudding is no big deal. I could have fruit if I wanted it, but to be honest, this will be fine. So this is the end of today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on the gravy and the food I've eaten. Anyway, I hope you've all had a lovely weekend. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time in my next video. Take care. Bye.